Welcome to Market Talk Weekly, discussing sales and marketing techniques to help you compete in the real estate market. We're here week after week to educate, inform, and encourage real estate professionals. And now, here's your host, real estate broker, instructor, and coach, Bryon Roth.
In the Principles of Real Estate class that I teach, I've been getting a ongoing question. Actually, this is probably the third class that I've had a student ask me this. And now these are people who are wanting to become real estate agents, and this class is the prerequisite from the state that they need to complete in order to get their license. And so I keep getting the question, is this a good time to become a real estate agent given the condition of our economy? So let me just share with you what I've been sharing with my class. First and foremost, real estate is a difficult profession to break into. Most people that come into this industry have no sales experience, no marketing experience, and they want to come in and just dive right in and start making money. And the reality is, people can make a lot of money in real estate, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of commitment. So I say that to say there's no time in our history that you can become a real estate agent that's going to be easy. You're always going to have that commitment, have that drive. If you don't feel comfortable working with people, if you don't like people, if you don't like making cold calls, just calling people off the cuff and speaking to them, this probably isn't the business for you. Now, I will say, because of the economy, there are some greater challenges in the real estate market, and there's some challenges for us as real estate agents to find willing buyers and sellers. Back in April of last year, we went from like 3.5% to over 6% interest rate. And that had a bit of effect. And in my market, from June all the way to now, every single month, the number of homes sold within each month decreased continuously, all the way up to this last month of January. I think it was down like 20%. That's a lot. Then you have the number of homes that are actually available on the market has decreased like incredibly. And from the pandemic till now, I mean, there's just no comparison. We had probably 5 times as many homes on the market prior to the pandemic. So just in my market alone, we've got maybe about 2,500 real estate agents, and last month there were 250 homes sold. So you could really do the math there. So that's kind of the downside of it. But I will say that we are starting to see some light, and those prices that were just going up continuously, they're not moving like they were. In fact, when I looked at a report a couple weeks ago, the home prices within a month's period, all those homes that were sold, I would say about 85% of them, the home sellers took less. Now, that may not sound like a good thing, but it really is, because we want to see a more balanced market. And so I feel like that's what we're headed towards. There are still some challenges, but I would say if you wanted to get into this business and you're really a driven person and you're willing to put in the work and the commitment, then you should just go for it, because this isn't the market right now that you're going to be working in. You've got to get your license, you got to do your class, find a brokerage, and then start learning this business. And that's going to take a while. So it could be 6 months before you're really seeing some business out of your work. And so I don't know what it's going to look like in 6 months. The reality is nobody knows what the market's going to look like in 6 months. And then you can go online and you can read all kinds of articles about what the interest rate's going to look like, what the economy is going to look like, what the home sales are going to look like, but we just don't know. We can predict it by the past. There's an old saying, the past predicts the future. We can take a pretty good guess, but that doesn't mean it's going to come out like we think it is. Anything can happen. I mean, 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, who would have ever thought that we would be where we are now? So you never know what's going to come up in the future. We could have a really good year, or we could have another really bad year. But I wouldn't allow what's going on around you to define who you are and what your goals are and what you want to do in life. This is a great career. And I will tell you, the only regret I have about real estate, and I tell people this all the time, is that I didn't do it when I was younger. I really wish I got into it just right out of high school. Just remember this, unless our society has a total crash, we're going to need real estate agents. We're going to need people who can help home buyers and home sellers meet their goals. And it might as well be you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Market Talk Weekly. Visit our website at markettalkweekly.com for more real estate resources. And as always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode of Market Talk Weekly.